इतना सा फर्क है कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में। इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में ये अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
Good morning, friends. Good morning and welcome to Sunday morning webinar with Franchise India. I'm Gaurav, Marya, Chairman of Franchise India Group. So friends, this is a short webinar. We're going to talk about a very interesting series we've started called Successpreneur. And Successpreneur was started because at Franchise India, we get a lot of entrepreneurs who come to us and who want to start their own business, जो अपने लिए अपना business शुरू करना चाहते हैं. And a lot of them aspire to be a successful entrepreneurs. And starting a business, I think, should be everybody's right. It should be, a democratic decision, which means that anybody can start the business. But making it successful is a different journey altogether. So how do you really choose the right business and make it successful is the topic of today's webinar. So friends, just to give you introduction about myself, I started my career with telecom in 95 and then started Franchise India in 1999. And since then, I am only in the service of helping people to either invest, scale, or exit. I'll explain you a little more. I help people to get into business, which means that I help them in terms of choosing the right opportunity. This investment can be starting any franchise or any other business, or even investing into a much larger opportunity, or even looking to invest into a startup or a new business. Scaling means that if you want to have a business model and you want to scale that business to the next level, that's also we help. And finally, if you are running a business and you don't want to continue the business for every reason and you want to exit that business, that also we do. So we are the only platform in the country which helps you to invest, scale, and exit your business. So friends, Franchise India is today a 1,200 people company. We are servicing our clients in over 90 plus cities across India, and over 100,000, 1 लाख से ज्यादा लोग इस सर्विसेज को लेके बेनिफिट कर चुके हैं जिन्होंने अपने लिए राइट बिजनेस फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के थ्रू चुना है. So today we have so many opportunities in different sectors where we advise people to choose the right opportunity. Today we have over 1,000 odd opportunities ranging from investment of as low as 4-5 lakh rupees to investment of say few hundred crores. Anything in between, we have many choices for our investors to choose the right opportunity. So friends, what are we going to cover in this webinar? We're going to cover how to start a right business, right? It's a big decision. And I know a lot of people, like almost every day, Franchise India has many webinars. We have normally a webinar at 12 o'clock, but we have in the evening also a Bharat Franchise Show. So many opportunities we continue to give. And we are very humbled and also privileged that thousands and thousands of people join these webinars every single day. And they come to our shows explore different opportunities, but very few out of that really start the right business or choose the right business. Others are just exploring. Why they are not able to make that decision to start a business? Because they're confused. They're confused, they have no clarity, and they also full of a lot of doubts around them, which doesn't let them take that decision. And it's rightful, because if you are if you are particularly somebody who's starting a business first time, you are filled of a lot of doubts and fears. A lot of doubts and fears create so much of difficulty for you to take that decision. Is this the right decision I should take? Is this business going to work for me? Is going to make money for me? Or I'm going to lose money, or it would be difficult for me to manage. A lot of other things really keep coming to your mind, and you're not able to take that decision. That's why I started this series called Successpreneur, helping people to not only just start a business, but also create a very successful mindset towards building your business. So what are we going to cover? We cover how to really take that journey of starting your own business. What is a journey, and how you want to really run that business, and what should be the time frame you need to give yourself, what kind of resources you need to start your business. That all we're going to discuss. Also, I will encourage you to use the Q&A box to ask any questions you have, any kind of question which you have, which we can address. We will be more than happy to take. There is a Q&A box at the bottom, and you can ask your question. So first thing we'll start is the mindset. I see the biggest problem in anybody's entrepreneurial journey is the mindset. Some businesses are successful. Like we all keep debating these days about this group called Adani. Gautam Adani, he's been actually referred in media and other places, a very different person than what he is. He's been referred somebody who's very close to the government, somebody who's has been using a lot of policy and building the entire thing. But look at his mindset. And I'm super impressed. In one generation, so somebody to do so many businesses and excel each business is definitely a winning mindset. So he's where he is, not because of any resources or other things. This was available for a lot of other people. Why he is there? Because he has a very definite winning mindset. So are you in the right mindset to really build a successful business? And then that's the biggest answer. I can tell you a lot of people come to me and I ask them and say, do you have a date in mind when you want to start a business? And this is a question for all of you. Use the Q&A box and give me this answer. And honestly, give me this answer. Do you have a date? You've joined this webinar on Sunday morning and you want to understand what businesses are there. But do you have a date in your mind when you want to start your own business? If you have the date in mind, use the Q&A box and answer that question. It can be 2 months from now, 3 months from now, 5 months from now, 2 years from now. But do you have a date in mind where you want to really start your own business? If you have that date in mind, please give me an answer on Q&A box. And I can tell you, I get hundreds of people, they are confused. They don't have even a starting point. If you don't have even a starting point where you have decided that you want to start your own business on this time frame, you're not even ready for entrepreneurial journey. It's not about the opportunity. A lot of people tell me, oh, when I get the right opportunity, I'm happy to start. But the truth is, it will never come. It'll never come because you are not even ready to put that time frame in your mind that you want to start a business. So first lesson from today webinar is that if you really want to start your entrepreneurial journey, you need to set your mindset. You need to define the resources you have, which you want to commit to your business. You need to define what you want to achieve from that business. What is your life goals? What kind of life goals you have and you want to achieve from that business? What kind of risk appetite you can take for your business which is coming. If you don't have this, first is your fixing your date and understanding that this is a date where you want to start your business. Then you have to really put your resources behind it, what kind of resources you have. And resources is not just the capital. Capital is the least part of it. It's also about the time you want to involve, the any team member or family member which is coming along with you, or any other resources, or maybe any strategic contribution you bring to the business. You might have a right location, you might have your experience which comes in and adds to that value. So what are the resources? And finally, what is your risk appetite? Are you a low risk person, you're a mid risk person, or you're a high risk person? And that would also define your rewards. On this piece, you need to really match your life goals. This is also a very important point. Once you have set your mindset, you need to achieve your life goals. What is your life goal? What do you want to achieve from your business? What is the next 5 years, 10 years from that business you want to really achieve? If you're not clear about that, A lot of people come and say, if I get a good opportunity and a good ROI, I'm happy to start a business. And they are confused about the ROI. They don't even know what ROI really means to them, because it can have a different meaning to different people. Like I was yesterday with somebody he's running one of the successful schools. And he told me that when I invest into a new school, I put 25 crores and in 6 to 7 years, we get into cash break even. So this is a low risk business, but a very high gestation cycle, very, very high gestation cycle. 6 to 7 years after putting 25 crores, you start getting what I call cash flow break even, which means that just not put more money into the business. Business is now taking care of itself. It's far, far away from giving you return on the capital. Return on the capital might take 20 years to come from that. But businesses like schools are made for 100-year life journey. And that's how people invest into these businesses, right? So if you're not really clear about all these things, you will not be able to even choose the right business. Once you have the right mindset and you have matched your life goals with it, then you're ready to get to the next level, which means choosing the right business. When you're starting choosing the right business, then you are again doubtful. The doubt is, should I start a franchise or should I start my own startup? This comes as a big challenge for people to do that. Their aspiration is to build their own brand. Everybody wants to own complete 100% of whatever you're doing, but they don't know how to do it. So if you are somebody who's a first-time business buyer and have never done business, I will always recommend start with a franchise. Why? Because you need a lot of hand-holding. You need a lot of support. You need somebody to take care of you, somebody who gives you that whole path, that how you can run a business. And that's why out of 100 people who are starting a business, 80 choose to start with a franchise rather than their own startup. Also, there are some statistics which are very important. Almost about 80% of all startups fail in the first 5 years. It's a big issue. 80% of all self-startups fail the first 5 years, and about 70% of all franchise would survive the 5 years. So which means that obviously from a survival viewpoint, franchise is much better because you're going with something which is already proven. But you also have to understand, when you take a franchise, it comes with a lot of responsibility. You need to work under the guidelines of the brand. You need to follow their terms and conditions, and sometimes it limits you from your entrepreneurial capability. Your creativity becomes limited because you cannot go beyond the scope of the business model. So this is a very important decision you need to do. There's Mr. Sinha who's asking a question. Let me take his question. Does suitability of a business depends on age? Absolutely. It depends on age, because age would reduce two things when you get engaged. One, your risk appetite goes down. You have a lot of responsibilities. You have to look after your family. You have a lot of cost running on a day-to-day basis. And you also are seen very differently by the society. They don't want you to do mistakes anymore. They expect that you would be bringing a lot of your experience. So you're not expected to do mistakes. And the truth is, entrepreneurial journey has to have a few mistakes. But you are now reduced on that. So which means that your risk appetite is much lower. And so you need to do businesses which would come in that framework. And so that's how it really works. So one has to be very careful that you don't do, when you are in that situation, how you really choose the right business at that point. But yes, second thing also it helps affects is your appetite to put hard work. When you are in early 20s, you have a very different energy levels, and when you are this. So I say that business is all about the combination of three things. One is return on investment, one is return on intelligence, and return on involvement. These are three different ROIs. One is return on investment, which we all know. Second is return on intelligence, and third is the return on involvement. These three things really make any business work. And when you're aging, involvement might go a little down, but your maybe attention is much better, and your intelligence is much higher. So you can bring a lot of your intelligence because you have more experience in your business. Hope, Mr. Sinha, I answered your question. And friends, keep asking as many questions you have, and we'll be more than happy to take your questions. Let's get into the sequence. Once you have decided that you want to go with a franchise. Somebody says, Ashok Kumar is asking another question. I'll keep taking question because it'll become interactive. Should I start a business in which I have no experience? Now, this is a very good question, Ashok. Businesses, when you choose and because you are interested in a particular industry, because that industry in next 5-10 years is going to do well, and you have no experience, then obviously you have to choose a franchise, because then you will get hand-holding from a franchise and training from a franchise to run that business. A lot of time, actually, when people either diversify or choose a new business, they're going into a territory which they don't know. So they need to go with somebody who can guide them through this whole journey. So good question. So once you have taken a decision that either I want to start my own business or I want to take a franchise, depending on what decision you take, you need to go into following steps. The first step is how to choose the right opportunity. And I can tell you, people get extremely confused when it comes to that. I've seen people who come to our webinars like 50 times, 60 times, 100 times, and not able to take a decision. Why they are not able to take decision? Because they get even more confused. Either they are spoiled by the choices. There's so many choices. Every evening they would sit on the dinner table and discuss, can we do this? Can we do that? Can we do that? And out of that confusion, they don't take a decision. So if you're in that stage, I'll give you a simple process, and follow that process, and you will be able to shortlist what is right for you. So you need to connect 4 dots. Now, these 4 dots are, the first dot is the industry. Industry to me is more important than choosing a particular brand. Why you want to choose that industry? What do you really bring as an individual to that industry, which can add value, right? Which means your experience, your strategic value, your location, or anything else which you feel can add to that industry. And why that industry? What do you see that is going to happen in that industry over the next 5-10 years? What is causing the disruption? What would change in that industry, right? All that has to be really understood. You need to also see global practices. What is happening globally in developed world in that industry? So unless and until you really go out and shortlist few industries which you feel are important for you to focus and put your energy into, this would not even get started. So rather than just choosing a brand, a lot of people keep exploring brands. I would first work on industry which you really want to really complement that. Another piece of caution, just don't run your passion into this. A lot of people say, I want to do this because I'm passionate about it. I get so many people who love eating out and they want to invest into a restaurant. Now, if you love eating out, then best thing is go out and explore different restaurants, but you don't have to invest into a restaurant, right? So don't run and bring your passion into your business. I always say do business. It can make money for you. It can set your life goals and you can follow your passion, not the other way around. Just because you're passionate about something, you don't want to get into that. But if the business also fulfills your life goal and you are also passionate, then it's great. But just driving your passion, it's not the good idea. So choose the industry which can fulfill your life goals. That's the important aspect of the business. So once you've chosen, like if you come to Franchise India, we will tell you 3 or 4 industries, depending on your personality type, depending on your experience, depending on your resources available. We'll choose 3 or 4 industries for you and say, these are 3-4 industries. Let's explore and get deeper into that. Once you have chosen the industry, then we go and shortlist the brands under that industry. And that also we do it from understanding which brand would be able to support you better, which brand would be right for you, which brand has more experience in your market, which brand has very clearly advantage on the competition, and all that we do. So we also do assessment of different brands in in the same industry. Say if I were chosen F&B, then I want to do maybe say QSR, then I will go out and choose multiple QSRs and see brands and see what would be the competitive advantage of one over the other, and then only choose the right opportunity. Once we have shortlisted a few brands, then we go down to really assess their financial performance. This is very important. Third part is extremely, extremely important, and the financial performance would depend on many things. Many things in terms of the location you want to start your business, how you're going to perform there, what is the past performance of these businesses or brands. We need to do a lot of comparatives, go and visit their existing franchisees and understand how they have performed. Then only we will be able to do that. And finally, understanding your micro market, where you want to do and operate the business. Recently, I was with the one big salon brand owner, and he in 1 kilometer, just in south of Delhi, was running 5 salons, because that's a topmost market and highest paying market in that neighborhood in south of Delhi. And he was running 5 different, three under one brand and 2 under separate brand, and 5 in just in that region. So friends, this is very, very important for you to really explore the right opportunity in terms of what opportunity you want to do that. So you connect these 4 dots. You first choose the right industry, choose the right brand, understand the financial performance, and finally your micro market assessment, why that micro market is to be chosen. Another thing, when you have chosen the right business and you have chosen the right opportunity, then you need to draw a right business plan and a financial plan. That's also very, very important. And this is where, again, Franchise India really helps you out in choosing the right business and a financial plan. Once you have done that, then we get on to defining the resources required to run and operate the business. And resource I put in 2 parts. One is the financial capital requirement, and capital requirement can be also, I have a rule called 70-30. 70-30 means that 70% of your money goes into, your capex, which your capital investment, and 30% goes into your opex. So this is another mistake a lot of entrepreneurs do, that they run out of their working capital. They put all that they have when they're starting the business, rather they start borrowing before they even started, and they put a lot of pressure on the business to perform very, very fast. Businesses take time. They take a lot of confidential gestation time to come down to that level. So you need to be very, very careful that you are able to give that business that breathing time to settle down, which means that you need to have a lot of gestation period. So always do a 70-30 rule. If your business needs X investment, you need to have X plus 30%. Then only you can start a business. 30% extra you need to have for your gestation cycles. And the second thing is resources. What resources is required to run that business? What it takes to do that? What kind of team you require? What kind of infrastructure you require? What kind of property you require? What kind of skills you require? All that has to be very, very clear structure, which needs to be defined. Now, once you have defined your resources, then you need to get on to 4 cycles. And before I go into 4 cycle, let me see some questions coming in. Somebody said, I'm age of 58 and my wife is 53, type of business suits us. Depending on, Mr. Sinha, your skills and your experience. If you're 58, then obviously you have a lot of experience, and you, depending on your experience, we will be happy to guide you through. So you can reach me, particularly if you want to set up a 10-15 minute call. I'll be happy to do that. There is another query. It says, connect with you. Ek number chaha, somebody has taken some brand and so you can, Mr. Gaurav, you can reach out to me. Again, I will put my number. So if I'm still not very clear about your query, what you did and representing a brand, but you can obviously reach out to me and we'll be more than happy to address your query. So the 4 cycles of business is, first is what I call the foundation cycle. When you choose the right business and you're starting off, set your foundation right. It takes almost about 3 months for setting your foundation right. The second cycle is bringing stability. Stability means that now business is stable. It doesn't require any more cash in the business. Your team is stable. Your processes have been built. And then third is where I call the growth stage, where you really start growing. The mistake people do is that the first 2 stage itself, they put a lot of money. The first 2 stages, you have to be tight. You have to take it everything controlled. So you are setting up the foundation. Foundation stage, you're learning your own business. You're not master of it. The first 3 months, there are a lot of surprises which keep coming to you. So you need to really learn every aspect of that business. The second stage is where stability starts coming into your business. Only once you have achieved stability, you get on to what I call growth stage, where you want to grow your business, you want to grow your customer base, you want to grow your market share, and so on and so forth. And next stage is what I call sustainable stage, where business doesn't need you anymore. It can run by itself. And if you reach to that stage in this very cyclic order, it can take maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years to come down to that 4th cycle, where the business can run by itself. You don't need to be there. You have built value. And if you build value, you can find a strong and profitable exit. So friends, this is the life cycle and a journey of any business which you want to do. I have a few more questions. If India can, Franchise India can help our existing business. Yes, absolutely. To own existing business, absolutely. We have other services called Business X, which helps you to invest into running business. Mr. Avinash, Mr. Gaurav, I will share my number, developments. Yes, so friends, this was a short webinar today. I wanted to really raise that if you are interested in investment or scaling your business, or even finding an exit of the business, or like Mr. Avinash said, you're looking to even invest into an existing business, which means that you want to acquire a running business, a profitable running business, that also is available with Franchise India. So friends, I am going to do and put my direct number on this, and you can just send a WhatsApp to me, and then our teams would reach out to you for taking the discussions ahead. And if you even want to set up a short call with me directly to discuss particular opportunity, or even want to discuss your own case, because you can be on a very different stage yourself, and you want a very specific answers in terms of what business you are choosing, or you have chosen some business and you want my opinion on that, you can reach out directly to me. I spend most of my Sunday working on these diagnostic calls and helping people through a little bit of our experience, which we have gained over the last 24 years. So please reach out, send a WhatsApp on 98102 44330. That's my direct number. And that's the purpose of these webinars, because we should connect with each other, and I will be able to share some of my suggestions or recommendations to you in choosing the right business. Finally, before I leave, I will set my personal invitation to all of you for our upcoming show, which is happening on 20th and 21st August at Pragati Maidan. So friends, this is the world's largest franchise show. Over 600 opportunities are going to be on display. It's a 2-day show, very busy show, very large show. So if you are really keen on starting your business, come on 19th to Delhi, attend that show on 20th and 21st. It is a busy show, 600 opportunities on display. You will never get a chance like that, where you can meet 600 different brands in different categories. These are large multinationals to a lot of domestic companies and different industries, all available for you to explore. But don't rush into taking a decision. See those opportunities, diagnose that opportunities, come to Franchise India for evaluation, or understanding, is this business opportunity right for you. Validation of an opportunity is very, very important. You need to validate every single opportunity before you make a decision to invest. So thank you very much. Enjoy your Sunday, and thank you for joining our webinar today. Thank you very much.